Go on, son. Have a bump.
And by bump, he means a previous season's worth of violence and unsettling carnal knowledge compressed into 20 seconds, of which the only thing YouTube allows me to see is the deep in this cephalopod. Also, opening the 4th season with 3rd season spoilers.
Motherfucking Gruyere puffs? What am I supposed to do with these?
Being in charge of the covert operation but not knowing what to do with the Gruyere puffs. This seems like a step that could and should have happened in a controlled environment that is not a van. I would have believed that Frenchie put acid in the eye drops without you showing him putting acid in the eye drops at the last minute.
There's like a million connectors in here and I can't see shit.
Too bad nothing exists that could emit a flash of light, other than Annie, apparently.
We're here to commit a bit of high treason.
It's always high treason, and never the 100% more cute, petite treason.
Homelander's in the building. If you see him, do not engage. I repeat, do not engage with Homelander. That means you, Butcher. You copy?
Telling Billy I live by my own rules, Butcher, that his arch nemesis is in the building and expecting him not to live by his own rules.
I heard that this hotel makes its own ice cream. Why don't you take Ryan and try and find some, huh?
Does nobody come back pregnant?
You can't get pregnant from eating ice cream, duh. Although with a flavor like butter pecan, I wouldn't be surprised.
I've got a lorry out back. I can get you out of here.
What are you talking about?
I couldn't agree more, Ryan. They really should provide subtitles for this British twaddle.
So many pincers.
Frenchie, judge not lest you be judged for choosing a haircut that makes you look like you belong with the cast of Scream 3. A bit silly to have these guys posted up in the hotel room instead of outside the door where they could have possibly prevented Zoe from coming in to find Frenchie with this stupid look on his face. It's like they're only here to die gruesome deaths and ruin my Taco Bell experience for the millionth time. Ah, not the evil churro nightmare again.
Frenchie, trust me.
Later, we'll find out that Annie is actually pretty bad at flying and that she could only keep it up for around half a minute. That explains the partial failure of this rescue attempt, but it doesn't explain why Frenchie, fully aware of all of this, decides to trust her. Don't you give me any of that, oh, I'm scared of getting my arm ripped off by creepy soup child. It was fun when Deadpool did it, but in 2024, this character regrows a tiny limb joke is starting to feel secondhand.
You shot your own daughter up with V? You turned her into a fucking monster, like you.
I'm sorry, that sounds like the pot calling the kettle a teleporting dude with his out.
To be fair, Huey made that choice for himself, not a vulnerable human in his care like you did, Victoria. So at best, this is like the pot being mad at the kettle for living in the same moral gray area, but having more fun with it. Sure, it's not as quippy, but it'll stand up in a court of law.
Worst mistake I ever made.
Forgetting about that Creedence Clearwater Revival music video from 2018.
Like you and me, we were like family.
At some point, I'd like confirmation that this close bond that formed almost completely off-screen is going to amount to more than just some convenient plot armor for Huey. Until then...
Hey, Vicky.
You! Whoa, Huey!
You don't turn your back on family.
Also, this acid was supposed to kill her. It barely injured the suit.
What am I saying? Look at you. Of course you've seen war games.
Now that sounds like the pot calling the kettle a...
How's it you guys are actually getting worse at your jobs?
It's easy when it's written that way.
2 agents from my detail are dead at the hands of a 12-year-old.
Kids.
We had to tell their families they snorted fentanyl-laced cocaine at the after-party.
And then what? Did you tell them you accidentally left the bodies outside where a mountain lion had their faces for dinner?
Everyone told me to pick Buttigieg instead.
In no universe, fictional or otherwise, do I believe a presidential candidate was seriously encouraged to pick an Indiana mayor as their running mate.
We might have to accept the possibility that Newman's invulnerable.
Show wants me to believe it's accepting the possibility and not just making up that character trait right now on the spot.
And how come I remember you eye on opium, rimming out the general's wife?
For one, all memories are imperfect. And two, your entire character is built around you cursing like a sailor.
Janine, she got into a fight at school. Principal didn't say why, just that she KO'd a boy.
The principal just didn't say why and you just accepted that as an answer? MM is going to go looking for Todd when he should go find that principal and use some enhanced interrogation tactics.
Well, I get what you saw in that guy. He was good to Janine. Because he sure as shit wasn't a D.
Does MM not have enough going on that it was necessary to introduce Todd's D-plot? We had a previously on at the beginning of the episode. We don't need to see the one playing in Homelander's head.
Thought and Homelander aren't above the law. They can't just do whatever they want.
The previous 3 seasons of the show would seem to imply otherwise.
A ridiculous lie perpetuated by a jilted and emotionally unstable, hysterical woman. who, let's be clear, pooped in my bed.
Trying to be Johnny Depp when we all know that you're Captain Jackass Sparrow.
Please tell me the fucking octopus is gone.
Now, Ashley, we're all sexual beings. No need to be so reductive.
She's a butterface. Her body's on point, but her face.
'Cause his name's the Deep and he's trying to creep. Are there thoughts in his head or is he just getting dumber? Only her hair is fireproof? I wouldn't even tell people that.
What's her power?
She's the world's smartest person.
This is like saying Homelander makes things hot by looking at them, instead of he shoots freaking laser beams from his eyes. Yes, Sage is the smartest person in the world, but her power has to be the physical qualities of her brain that enable her to learn all of the things real good, not just the end result.
Go over there, pull out Adrian's and blow him.
This whole scene is problematic, and this, of course, is the very point the show is trying to make. However, there was an obvious Quad City DJs joke in there, and no one even tried to make it. Discount Green Goblin.
You're the only one that wants him here.
And every other fan who watches almost purely because of Butcher's shenanigans.
Oh, you mean that nasty little virus they're cooking up at Godolphin?
Show says if you didn't watch Gen V, you can go f*** yourself.
The full weight of the CIA and my boys working 24/7, I told ya.
Thinking that Victoria Newman wouldn't make a bottom out of every one of the boys.
No one's donating to the Annie house. It sounds like we sell raisin cookies.
You'd sell a lot more if you told the true story of how raisins came into being. They were grapes once, taken by the dark powers, tortured and mutilated. A ruined and terrible form of life. Show tells me this man can slide cancel IRL, but does not show it to me IRL.
They save people, they cheer. They kill people, they cheer. It's meaningless.
It took Homelander 4 seasons to adopt a perspective you can get from 6 seconds on Twitter.
Rome, Greece, all democracies. Fail because people are fucking stupid.
Not giving the Visigoths and Vandals credit for their respective sacking of Rome, and not giving Rome some credit for the conquest of Greece.
Who tongues your taint?
The boys' best attempt at competing with the slogan, "Who watches the Watchmen?"
Plus, I'm a black woman who is 1,000 times smarter than you. Your ego can't handle it.
Ha! Joke's on you. My ego isn't good enough in math to calculate exactly how much smarter that makes you, so I can handle it just fine because I have no idea what it means. Who's the smart one now?
All he ever wants is to chat about some stupid fucking James Patterson book.
I think you mean some stupid fucking ghostwriter's book.
White boy spotted.
Could you narrow it down a bit more?
Todd must be picking some serious heat between his legs.
Does Frenchie not have enough going on that it was necessary to work in Todd's D-plot? It takes them 19 seconds to beat these gentlemen to death. That is way too long for a couple of soups.
Yo, what the f***?
Show softballs in this talking noir, knowing full well everyone watching is going to be thinking, yo, what the f***? No one in this crowd points out that it looks like they're all lined up to see a sports match where the New York Rangers are in competition with the Boston Bruins, putting home and Lander on different lines. Fire your graphic designer. Stop. Homelander comes out here to do his best Willy Wonka, and to that I say,
you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Please exit the facility in an orderly fashion.
They're not in the facility, dude. They've been standing outside the entire time. The sin is for unclear instructions. That's how you end up explaining embarrassing toaster burns in the ER.
Justice prevailed today as the jury in Homelander's murder trial handed down a not guilty verdict.
Look, the boys, I'm glad you're back. I'm looking forward to all the bloody fun we'll have together for 8 episodes, but this is your 3rd use of news position. Homelander drinks milk and I hate it. Cliche.
Oh, come on, buddy. We're supposed to be celebrating.
Also celebrating anything other than the Indianapolis 500 by drinking milk. If you're gonna teach your son to be a proper sociopath, you gotta crack open a couple of Mellow Yellows.
Baby, look at me. We wouldn't have to hide our love anymore.
If you saw this killer Tilda Swinton cameo coming, I'd be forced to call you Pinocchio. This threw me off the deep end, and while I love dogs as much as the next person, this octopus is the real uncut gem of the episode.
We could just be Kevin and Ambrosius.
All right, now I kind of want to skip, but I kind of don't. But I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Damn it. A series that has already serially underutilized Simon Pegg placed a bet that it was possible to give him even fewer lines this season. And the director said, have Butcher eat an apple. You know what? Scratch that. Let's just show them a literal asshole.
But.
You helping? You just showing off?
Sorry I annoyed you with my friendship.
You wank to your own voice, don't you?
Well, if by wank you mean educational fun, then...
Give me your other hand! Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough! You take my little hand! No!
I'm sorry, that sounds like the pot calling the kettle a teleporting dude with his dick out.
And that was just at the Christmas party.
We might have to accept the possibility that Newman's...
How come I remember you high on opium, rimming out the General's wife?
You did that!
What do you want?
An elegant evening at Blockbuster.
Now that I have it...
You're still not happy.
It's just that life is pointless and nothing matters, and I'm always tired. Also, I can't sleep. I'm overeating. None of my old hobbies interest me.
I want you to take these bats and beat these gentlemen to death.
Hey, this isn't where I parked my car.
Never gonna give, never gonna